Hello, my dear student. Welcome once again. That is the compulsory theory course, that is a classical electrodynamics. In this video, we will start the module number 1, that is the electrostatics. In compulsory theory course, that is course number 1, classical electrodynamics. In this module, that is the electrostatics. In previous video we will discuss the what is mean by electrostatics. Electrostatics means it is the study of charge. Electrostatics means it is study of charge. Study of charge is at rest. Is known as electrostatics. What is mean by the module number 1 is the electrostatics. But what is mean by electrostatics? Electrostatics is the study of charge. It is the study of charge, but charge is at rest is known as a electrostatics. Then in this chapter we will study that is the basic law. That is the first we will start the Coulomb's law. On the basis of Coulomb's law, we will discuss the concept that is the electric field, electric potential. Okay, and then that is the some charge density, that is the linear charge density, surface charge density, or volume charge density. Okay, then in that chapter, electrostatics. What is meant by electrostatics? See the definition. It is the study of charge, but charge is at rest is known as a electrostatics. Okay. Then it is the study of charge, but charge does not see from the human eye. Charge do not see the human eye. That's why it is the study of charge. The imagination is more important. Imagination is more important because the charge or electron do not see the human eye. That's why that is the study of charge. In that study of charge, the imagination is more important. Let's start the first point, that is the first law, that is the Coulomb's law. In that module number 1, first is the Coulomb's law. First law is the Coulomb's law. In the Coulomb's law, we have studied in previous some classes, 12th or first year BSc. In that Coulomb's law is the electric force between. Coulomb's law, that is the electric force between two charges, 2-point charges. Electric force between 2-point charges. What is meant by Coulomb's law? Coulomb's law is the electric force between 2-point charges is known as a Coulomb's law. Then we have seen the statements of Coulomb's law, the mathematical forms of Coulomb's law. Coulomb's law is the electric force between 2-point charges. In previous some classes, we will study the Coulomb's law. Okay, but we know that in previous video, we have discussed the suppose two charges, that is the plus or minus. This is the like charges. The charges are a like charges, but like charges will repel with each other. Then unlike charges, plus minus or minus plus, these unlike charges are attracted with each other, and this is repel with each other. Means like charges, in that the force of that like charges is a repulsion force, and force of that unlike charges is a force of attraction. Okay, in the point that is a Coulomb's law, we will find out the electric force between the 2-point charges. Either charges are the like charges, then force are a force of repulsion, then unlike charges, the force of a attraction. Okay, let's see the statement of Coulomb's law. Let's see the statement of Coulomb's law. Coulomb's law is stated that the force of attraction, Coulomb's law is stated that the force of attraction force of attraction or repulsion, force of attraction or repulsion between two charges, is at rest. Let's see the statement. Statement are the force of attraction or repulsion between two charges, but charges is at rest. Charges is at rest because we study the module that is the electrostatics, and electrostatics means it is the study of charge, but charge is at rest. In that Coulomb's law, the force of attraction or repulsion between two charges is at rest. In that first is directly proportional to product of magnitude of that charges, is directly proportional to the either attraction or repulsion. Like charges, that the force of repulsion, and then unlike charges, the force of attraction. But that force of attraction or repulsion between two charges is at rest, is directly proportional to the product of magnitude of that charges. And second one is inversely proportional to square of distance between them. And the force acts along, and that force acts along them, and force between them, and the force between them acts along line joining between two charges. Let's see the statement of that Coulomb's law. Coulomb's law, first we talk about what is Coulomb's law. Coulomb's law is the electric force between 2 point charges. There is a statement of Coulomb's law is the force of attraction or repulsion. Attraction or repulsion, that is the like charges, that will be the repulsion force. Unlike charges, that will be the attraction force of attraction. Then force of attraction or repulsion between two charges is at rest. First is directly proportional to the product of magnitude of that charges, and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. And that force along between them acts along the line joining between two charges. This is the simple statement of Coulomb's law. Let's see suppose two charges are given, that is the Q1 and this is the Q2. Two charges situated in a free space. Free space means air or vacuum. Then, and the distance between that two charges is a r. Distance between that two charges or r. In that, either charges is plus, that's plus q or minus q, then force of repulsion of that direction. Force of repulsion of that direction. Because this plus q1 and plus q2, it is the like charges, and like charges will repel with each other. Like charges repel with each other, and then the force, the force on that charge q1 due to the charge q2, and in that force, the direction of force, that force will repel with each other. This force will repel with each other. Why? Because these two charges are a like charges. Then suppose these two charges, this is the plus q and this is the minus q. These two charges is situated in free space. Then these charges plus or minus, plus and minus, these charges is a unlike charges. In that unlike charges, the force of attraction, and that force in the direction of that. And this is the distance between that two charges, plus q and minus q, and the force of attraction in the directed. In that plus in that plus q, that is the like charges, plus q1 and plus q2, the force of repulsion in that direction. The force of repulsion in that direction, and this is the distance between that two charges. In the Coulomb's law, the force of attraction, this is the force of attraction or force of repulsion between two charges, is directly proportional to the product of that two charges and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. But suppose we have considered the plus q1, and this is the minus q2. One are the positive charge and one are the negative charge. Then mathematically we see the statement, then mathematically we write the Coulomb's law that F is directly proportional to the product of magnitude of that charges and force of attraction or repulsion between the inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. Mathematically, we write the Coulomb's law, F is directly proportional to the product of magnitude of that charges and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. But in that Coulomb's law, the charges, the force of charges is at rest. Charges is at rest. That is the limitations of Coulomb's law. The charge bodies or charges is at, that point charges is at rest. Then combining these two equations, and that F is equal to that beta q1 q2 upon r square, where beta is Coulomb constant. Where beta is Coulomb constant. Where beta is Coulomb constant. Statement are given. The force of attraction or repulsion between two charges is at rest. First is directly proportional to the product of magnitude of that charges. We consider the two charges q1 and q2 either plus or minus. Then the force of attraction or repulsion, that force is directly proportional to the product of magnitude of that two charges and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. Then we write the combining, that F is equal to, then in proportionality sign, that is the proportionality constant, that is the beta, and beta is a Coulomb constant. But the value of beta is depends on the two condition. This beta is the Coulomb constant, and the value of beta depends on the two condition. First is the nature of medium. Nature of medium means where, in that nature of medium means where that two charges will be situated. That's q1 and q2. That is we calculate the electric force between that two charges. Then that Coulomb constant, the value of beta depends upon the two condition. First is the nature of medium. Nature of medium means where that two charges will be situated in the medium. Means first condition, that constant will be depend on two conditions. First is the nature of medium and second is the system of units. Okay, two conditions, that constant, that is a Coulomb constant, it depend on the two conditions. First is the nature of medium and second is the system of units. Then we consider the nature of medium is free space. Nature of medium is free space. Free space means air or vacuum. We consider the nature of medium is a free space, air or vacuum, and system of units is a SI system. System of unit is a SI system. In SI system, the unit of force is Newton. That basic unit, that is the SI unit of that charge is Coulomb, and distance is a meter, where we consider these two charges situated in, that means nature of medium is a free space, air or vacuum, and the system of unit is SI system. Then this beta is equal to the value of beta is 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, and where epsilon naught is the permittivity of free space. We consider the nature of medium means where two charges are situated, the nature of medium is a free space, air or vacuum, and that Coulomb constant, in that two cases, free space and SI system, that beta, the value of beta is 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, and that epsilon naught is the permittivity of free space. Epsilon naught is the permittivity of free space, and the value, and then that equation is that F is equal to that equation F is equal to beta Q1 Q2 upon R square, and that force F is equal to beta is the 1 divided by 4 pi, beta is 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 upon R square. Beta, this condition nature of medium, and that beta value of the beta in free space and SI system, beta is equal to Q1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, and epsilon naught is the permittivity of free space. This value is constant, that epsilon naught 8.854 into 10 to the power minus 12 nm square divided by c square. Epsilon naught is the 8.854 into 10 to the power minus 12, sorry, this c square n m square. Okay, put this value in that term, 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. This is the 1 divided by 4 into 3.14 into epsilon naught is the permittivity of free space, because nature of the medium is a free space, that 8.854 into 10 to the power minus 12, and this is 8.98 into 10 to the power 9, and nearly equal to, we write the value of 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught is 8.9 into 10 to the power 9 nm square divided by c square. This value we use the examples of that Coulomb's law, numerical example of Coulomb's law, and that 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught is the 9 into 10 to the power 9 nm square divided by c square. This 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught is the value of beta, and beta is the Coulomb constant, and that beta, the value of that Coulomb constant, it depends on the two conditions. First is the nature of medium. We consider the nature of medium is a free space, and the second condition is the system of unit, and we consider the system of units is a SI system, and we write the Coulomb's law in free space and SI system. This we write the mathematical form of Coulomb's law in free space and SI system is F is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 upon R square. Okay, and the 1 divided by that Coulomb constant is, and that epsilon naught is the permittivity of free space and the value of permittivity of free space, and this is the 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, that is the 9 into 10 to the power 9 nm square divided by c square. Okay, then next then we consider the some other medium. First, that F is equal to that equation. F is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 upon R square. In that system of units is a SI system and nature of medium is a free space. But we consider the some other medium. We consider the some other medium and SI system. System will be, unit system is a SI system. Then this beta is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon. The value of beta. Free space in that medium is a free space and SI system, the beta is the 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. But we consider the some other medium where charges are situated. Some other medium where charges are situated and system of units is a SI system, first condition and second. Then the value of beta is 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, and epsilon is the permittivity of the medium where charges are situated. Okay, epsilon naught is the permittivity of free space because the charges are situated in the free space. But in that case where charges are situated in some other medium, then and system of units is a SI system, then beta is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon, and epsilon is the permittivity of the medium where charges are situated. Then the Coulomb's mathematical forms of Coulomb's law, F is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon Q1 Q2 upon R square. Q1 Q2 upon R square. This first equation, that equation is the Coulomb's law in free space and system of unit SI system. In that equation, the Coulomb's law in the some other medium and the system of units. Then next, the relationship between epsilon and epsilon naught. The relationship between epsilon and epsilon naught is the epsilon is equal to K epsilon naught, and where K is dielectric constant. Then relation between epsilon and epsilon naught is equal to the epsilon K epsilon naught, and K is the dielectric constant of the medium. Dielectric constant of the medium. Right? The relation between epsilon, that epsilon and epsilon naught is the epsilon is equal to K epsilon naught, where K is dielectric constant of the medium, and we rewrite that equation. K is equal to this epsilon naught is multiply transform of that side, it will be the divide. That means epsilon is equal to K is equal to epsilon divided by epsilon naught, and K is the dielectric constant. Then let's see the definition of, we write the definition of dielectric constant of the medium. The dielectric constant of the medium is defined at, it is the ratio of the permittivity of the medium, epsilon is the permittivity of the medium. It is a ratio of permittivity of the medium to the permittivity of free space. Okay, we write the definition of dielectric constant of the medium is the ratio of permittivity of the medium to the permittivity of free space. These are the dielectric constant, and these are the Coulomb's law statement and mathematical forms of Coulomb's law. In next video, we will discuss the vector form of Coulomb's law. The vector form of Coulomb's law, see the next video.